Hello everyone, I am Divya, lecturer in chemistry, Indira Priyadarshini Government Degree College for Women, Nampally. We are discussing about chemical bonding chapter. In that, we already discussed valency bond theory and Westport theory. Now we are going to discuss about the molecular orbital theory. In the molecular orbital theory, we are discussing the applications. So, in applications of molecular orbital theory, there are two types. One is homonuclear diatomic molecules, and another one is the heteromolecular diatomic molecules. In homonuclear diatomic molecules, we have seen already the H2 molecule, the formation of H2 molecule along with the molecular orbital energy level diagram of H2 molecule, helium plus molecule, beryllium molecule, boron molecule and nitrogen molecule and oxygen molecule we have seen. We discussed bond order of these molecules and the magnetic behavior of the above mentioned molecules also. So now today we are going to discuss about the another one is heteronuclear molecular orbitals. Okay, sorry, heteronuclear diatomic molecules. And before that, I also explained the bond orders, the comparison of the bond orders of homonuclear diatomic molecules of O2, O2 plus, O2 2 plus, O2 minus, and O2 2 minus. And later I have explained the bond order with comparison of these five molecules, okay, in an ascending order. And today we are going to discuss about the heteronuclear diatomic molecules. What is heteronuclear diatomic molecules? Here the di means what? It is nothing but two. We all know that the di means two, right? Di means two. Two atoms are involving in the bond formation. As per the molecular orbital theory, they are merging together and molecules, they turn into a molecules. The pure atoms are, means here two atoms are involving and two atoms are combining together and forming a one unique molecule. Okay, they are having this molecule. After formation of a molecule, it completely different in the, means different than its constituent particles, constituent atoms. Actually, this acts as one entity. Each molecule is acts as one entity. So here two atoms are involving in the molecular formation. We are studying the two atoms, and these two atoms are belongs to the two different elements. Okay, the atoms of two different elements. Since homonuclear diatomic molecules means what? So we discussed already homonuclear diatomic molecules such as the H2, for example. H2, in H2 is formed by, H2 molecule is formed by the combination of the two hydrogen atoms. So this is the hydrogen atom, this is also hydrogen atom. So similar nucleus is present in both the hydrogens here. That means these two hydrogen atoms are belongs to one element only, right? So if they belongs to one element, then these kind of molecules are called as the homonuclear diatomic molecules, right? Homonuclear diatomic molecules. So we have discussed till now, for example, N2 molecule. This N2 molecule also, which is formed by the addition of the two nitrogen atoms, and these two nitrogen atoms again belongs to the one element only, that is homonuclear diatomic molecule. Similarly, O2. O2 is also the combination of two oxygen atoms. Both are similar, right? Both atoms are similar, both nuclei are similar, and they belongs to oxygen only, means one element only. So same element, that is under the homonuclear diatomic molecules. They are called as the homonuclear diatomic molecules. And here hetero means what? Hetero means different. So if in the molecule formed by the merging of the combination of different nucleuses of two atoms belongs to different elements are called as the heteronuclear diatomic molecules, such as the NO, nitrogen monoxide, carbon monoxide, and Cn minus and NO plus, right? NO plus. So these molecules, if you see this molecule, nitrogen is one atom which belongs to the nitrogen element. Oxygen is belongs to oxygen element. So this atom, oxygen atom, is belongs to the oxygen element, right? So here two different elements are the atoms of two different elements are merging together, combining together to form a nitrogen monoxide. And similarly here carbon is a different atom, oxygen is a different atom of the element oxygen. So here different elements, the atoms of different elements are participating in the bond formation, merging together and form a heteronuclear diatomic molecule. Similarly, cyanide ion and nitrosium ion also. And these two species are called as the molecular ions. Molecular ions, right? Here I have mentioned the molecular ions. Okay, so this can be used to describe heteronuclear diatomic molecules and molecular ions also. And these molecular ions are having a one special feature, that is here the total number of electrons present in these two elements or two heteronuclear diatomic molecules are same. The total number of electrons present in these two molecular ions are same. So these two elements are called as a isoelectronic molecular ions also, isoelectronic molecular ions also. And not only this, one more molecule is also there, that is N2 molecule. So how many number of N2 molecules are there in the uh, uh, how many number of total number of electrons present in the N2 molecule? Each nitrogen is having a 7 electrons, so 7 plus 7, 14 electrons are there. So let us see now whether these elements are also having 7 electrons in each. So I am changing the color to identify betterly. So this cyanide, so carbon is having a the color I will take. Okay, cyanide is having a carbon is having a 6 electrons, 6 electrons plus nitrogen 7 electrons are there, 7 plus 1, right? Here minus charge is there, that means one extra electron is present in the orbital of nitrogen. So totally how many? 8 electrons. So 6 plus 8 will be a 14, right? 14 electrons. Now is this equal to nitrogen molecule? Yes, it is equal. And for nitrosium ion also, nitrosonium ion. Nitrogen is having a 7 electrons plus oxygen. Actually, atomic number of oxygen will be a 8, and 8 electrons should be present in the oxygen. But how many electrons are there? By losing one electron, it is carrying a positive charge. That means it has lost its one electron. So totally how many electrons will be there in the oxygen? That is 7 electrons. So 7 plus 7 will be 14 electrons. So now let you see now. So the total number of electrons present in the cyanide ion is 14, nitrosonium ion is 14, and similarly N2 molecule is also a 14. So these kind of molecules are called as a isoelectronic species. Isoelectronic heteronuclear diatomic molecules. This is the heteronuclear diatomic molecule, and this is the homonuclear diatomic molecule. And now let us see what is the difference between the means in the molecular orbital energy level diagram. What will be the difference? Main difference takes place between the homonuclear molecules and heteronuclear diatomic molecules. Let us see now. So in homonuclear diatomic molecules, since the atoms are belongs to the same element, so like here, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, we have taken. So they are belongs to the same element. So since the atomic orbitals energies, okay, the energies of atomic orbitals, the respective atomic orbitals of an atoms, okay, so they are having a same energy. You can see here they are having a same energies, and they merging together and forming a bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals here. But here in the heteronuclear atomic molecules, the atoms, whatever the atoms participating in a bonding, okay, in order to form a molecule, they are participating in a bond formation. So they are having a, you can see here lot of differences there. The atomic orbitals are having a large difference is there here. So one atom is having a high energy, and the another atom is having a low energy. So which atom is having a high energy and which atom is having a low energy? Always we have to remember is the electropositive atom is having a high energy. Always we need to write this left side, right? Left side we have to write the electropositive atom, electronic configuration of electropositive atom, and right side we need to write the right side we have to write. So the electronegative atom is having a lesser energy, and these two atomic orbitals are not equal. The energies of these two atomic orbitals are not equal, but they are equivalent. Not means there should not be a very large difference also between the atomic orbitals of these atoms. So if we take one example, nitrogen monoxide, I am taking nitrogen monoxide, and which is having a electropositive atom, which is a electronegative atom. Obviously the nitrogen is a electropositive atom, oxygen is a electronegative atom. So these things we have to know. And in the carbon monoxide, the carbon is a electropositive atom and oxygen is a electronegative atom. So this carbon, electronic configuration of carbon or atomic orbitals of carbon, we should write in the left side, and the electronic configuration as well as the atomic orbitals of the oxygen we have to write this side. And we need to remember one more point, that is the carbon is having a higher energy. The electropositive atom is having a higher energy than the electronegative atom. Is that clear? Okay. Next, let us construct a molecular orbital diagram of NO. So we need to explain the as per molecular orbital theory how the bonding will be takes place and what will be the bond order and magnetic behavior of NO molecule. Let us see now. So this NO molecule, which is the combination of nitrogen, okay, nitrogen atom is combining with the oxygen atom, and here the nitrogen atom is electropositive one and oxygen atom is electronegative one. So these things we need to remember, and let us follow our regular steps only. So as of now, how we discussed in the molecular orbital theory energy level diagram, the same steps are involving here also. So here the first step, what will be the first step? We have to take the information of the nitrogen and we need to represent the information of the oxygen also. So the first I am taking the information of nitrogen here. So the atomic number of nitrogen atom, the atomic number of nitrogen atom, what is the atomic number? 7, right? So we need to know the electronic configuration of nitrogen atom also. So what will be the electronic configuration? This is the 1s2 2s2 P3, right? So now we know the atomic number of nitrogen and electronic configuration of nitrogen. We require this much information, that will be enough. And now we have to know the what will be the atomic number of oxygen and the electronic configuration of oxygen also. So atomic number of oxygen atom is 8, right? And fourth point is the electronic configuration of oxygen atom. So what will be the electronic configuration? We know that 1s2 2s2 2p4, right? And now these two atomic orbitals are merging together, right? These two atomic orbitals means 2s2 is merging with the 2s2 of oxygen. This p3 orbital of the nitrogen is merging with the 2p4, right? P4 atomic orbital of the oxygen. So the merging is taking place like this, in this way. So when the merging will be takes place, when they combine with each other, the whatever the electrons are present in both the atoms are revolving around the two nuclei of nitrogen as well as oxygen. So that we have to know this is a very important point in fact. So the total number of electrons in NO. Now I am taking not separately atoms I am not taking. Okay, nitrogen monoxide molecule I am taking. So here 7 electrons are there and here 8 electrons are there. 7 plus 8 electrons, how much? It is a 15 electrons. Total number of electrons will be the 15. And what will be our sixth point? See here, what is the difference between the homonuclear and heteronuclear is simply I have means here we need to remember, we have to know the information of each atom present in this molecular orbitals theory. So in homonuclear species, both atoms are belongs to the same element. So atomic number electronic configuration will be the same for both the atoms which are present in the molecule. But here in the heteronuclear molecule, these are the different atoms, right? So different atoms, that is the reason I have given separately, only that is the difference. Rest of all the points are same here. And now the construction of molecular orbital energy level diagram, right, of NO molecule. NO molecule. So we need to construct a energy level molecular diagram, and I want to change some color to white. Okay, so now this is the arrow. We should not forget to write the arrow. And now here we have to take the electropositive atoms on the left side, right? So here I am taking a atomic orbitals of nitrogen atom, right? And here this side I am taking a atomic orbitals of oxygen atom, and in between I am taking a molecular orbitals of NO. Okay, NO molecule I am taking. And here we need to remember, here is we have to show the energy difference between the this atomic orbitals and this atomic orbitals, because the electropositive atomic orbitals are having a high energy than the energy of the atomic orbitals of the electronegative atoms. So here I am taking the 2s2, means only the valency orbitals I am taking here. These two orbitals are merging. 2s2 is merging with this 2s2. So this 2s2 of means electronic configuration of atom, oxygen atom I am taking here. See here, this will be the energy of this atom, and this will be the energy of this atom. Okay, so this will be the difference. Okay, there should not be a maximum difference also. Why? Because equivalent energy nearby means it should be a near one. Okay, so they merge it together and forming a bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital, and anti-bonding molecular orbital is representing with the sigma star, right? Sigma star 2s, and this bonding molecular orbital represents with the sigma orbital of 2s, because 2s orbitals are merging, right? And this is having a higher energy, and this atomic orbital is having a lower energy, and when both are formed, turned into a molecular orbitals. Okay, so here two electrons are there, and here also two electrons are there. Total number of how many electrons? 4 electrons, and simply we can fill the electrons here. And now how many electrons are there in the bonding molecular orbitals? 2 electrons. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals also 2 electrons. Now let us construct the 2p orbitals of, these are the 2p orbitals of nitrogen. Yes, 2s2, 2p3. This is the nitrogen atomic orbital. So in this atomic orbitals, this one is the px orbital, py orbital, and pz orbital, and each atomic orbital contain one electron. And I'm not writing equivalent here, but just less than this means energy level will be decreases. So here this oxygen atom is having a 2p4 electron, so there is a difference here. See here, there is a difference, right? So 4 electrons are there, so this will be the px orbital, py orbital. No need to mention this orbitals also. You can mention, means it is up to you people. So 4 electrons are there, and when px is merged with the px, there will be a sigma bond formation will be takes place. Sigma bond. When py is merged with the py orbital, then the pi bond will be takes place. pi bond will be takes place. So this is a sigma bonding and this will be the pi bonding, and this pz orbital will be overlap will be takes place or merging to takes place, then it is also represents with the pi. And this sigma is because of the merging of which orbitals? 2px orbitals, right? 2px orbitals, and pi orbital is results in the merging of 2py, and this is result of a 2pz orbital. And similarly, the molecular orbital bonds are also takes place, means anti-bonding molecular orbitals and bonding molecular orbitals. So these two are the anti-bonding molecular orbitals, sorry, three orbitals, and these three will be a bonding molecular orbitals, and they represents with a pi star, and they are formed in the result of 2py orbitals and pi star 2pz, merging of the 2pz orbitals, and this will be a sigma star, and which is the result of the combination of 2px orbital. And just we need to combine all the orbitals in this way. Okay. Now how many electrons are there? Here 3 electrons are there. Here 4. Total 7 electrons are there. And 7 electrons we need to arrange in this way. So here half filled over, and then we need to pair up. Total 6 electrons we paired up, and 1 electron will be enter into the pi star orbital. And I am turning into another color, that is the blue color only. Seventh point. What will be the seventh point after construction of molecular orbital energy level diagram? This is the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration of NO molecule. NO molecule. So we need to write the electronic configuration of NO molecule in a ascending order. In an ascending order, so that it starts with the least energy level will be the sigma 2s2 is less energy than sigma star 2s2. It is less energy than sigma 2px, and in which how many electrons it is having? 2 electrons, here also 2 electrons, here also 2 electron, and here 1 electron. And this is the lesser energy than pi 2px, sorry, 2py, 2 electrons which are having a same energy with the 2pz, 2 electrons are there. Then the next electron is entered into the uh, pi star, right? Pi star, which is having a higher energy than the this pi orbitals, pi bonding molecular orbitals. So pi star 2py is having 1 electron, right? 1 electron it is having. This is the electronic configuration of NO molecule. Next, eighth point. So, after writing the electronic configuration of molecular orbitals, so NO molecule, what we need to write? So, we have to look for we have to see for the whether any unpaired electron is there or not. If in case any unpaired electron is there, so what will be the magnetic property of this particular molecule or substance? So the molecule is having a which nature? Paramagnetic nature or diamagnetic nature? So let us see now, is there any unpaired electrons are there? Yes, there is a one unpaired electron. So because of presence of one unpaired electron, this is a paramagnetic substance, right? Paramagnetic compound or paramagnetic substance. And here The next point, the ninth point will be, what will be the ninth point? Now we need to calculate the bond order. Bond order. So what will be the bond order formula? We discussed already in my previous classes. So what will be the bond order? It is the difference of the electrons present in the bonding molecular orbitals and the electrons present in the anti-bonding molecular orbitals divided by 2. So this is called as the bond order. And in the bond order, so let us calculate the bond order. So how many electrons are there? Here 2 electrons in the bonding molecular orbitals, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8. So 8 electrons minus anti-bonding molecular orbitals is having a 2 electrons plus 1. So how many? Total 3. So 8 minus 3 will be a 5. 5 divided by 2 will give a 2.5. That means nitrogen, the bond takes place between the nitrogen and oxygen is having a 2 fully fledged bonds, and another bond is a weaker bond. Weaker bond is takes place between the nitrogen and oxygen. So this is the molecular orbital energy level diagram of NO molecule. We have discussed the molecular as per MOT theory. Is that clear? Okay. Then next, let us go for, let us see now. The next one is the second one will be, I am taking carbon monoxide, right? Carbon monoxide I am taking, and in the carbon monoxide, what will be the first one? Means how it is formed. It is a combination of two different atoms of two different elements, right? Carbon plus oxygen. So this is a different atom and this is a different atom with a nuclei, right? So this is a electropositive one and this is a electronegative one, right? So now what will be our first step? The first step is same. First we need to take the information of the electropositive atom, that is the carbon. Now what will be the first step? Atomic number, right? Atomic number of carbon atom. Atomic number of carbon atom. So what is the atomic number of the carbon atom? Is 6, right? And second point is the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration of carbon atom is 1s2, 2s2, p2. The third point is atomic number of oxygen atom, that is 8. And fourth point is electronic configuration of oxygen atom. So separately we are taking the information of both the atoms present in the molecule. So what will be the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, right? And what will be fifth point? The total number of electrons in carbon monoxide. This is a molecule. This is a molecule, and total number of electrons, here 6 electrons are there, here 8 electrons are there, so 14 electrons. 6 plus 8 will be the 14. And what will be the sixth point? The construction of molecular orbital energy level diagram of carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide molecule. right? So this is the, now let us construct the molecular orbital energy level diagram as per energies. And on left side I am taking this atomic orbitals of carbon, and on the right side I am taking atomic orbitals of oxygen. In between they are merged together and forming a molecular orbitals of carbon monoxide. So here this the energy of electropositive atom will be little higher than the electro atomic orbital of the electronegative element, right? So there will be a little difference is there in this way. Okay, so this is little higher energy than this energy of the oxygen atom, and this is the 2s2, and this is also a 2s2. That means this 2s2 orbital is this one. So 2s2 atomic orbital of the carbon is merging with the 2s2 atomic orbital of the oxygen. So they are merging together and forming a bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So with dotted lines we need to connect them. We need to connect them. Then just fill the electrons, 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here. So total 4 electrons, they are merged and they are converted into bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So this is the bonding molecular orbital and this one is the anti-bonding molecular orbital, and this represents with the sigma symbol, this represents with the sigma star symbol. So because of merging of two s orbital, it depends upon the shape and symmetry also, right? In the salient features of the molecular orbital theory we discussed. So this is also 2s2 and here also 2s2. Then this p orbitals of the carbon atom is merging with the combining with the this p orbital of the oxygen atom. Now let us see how it will be. So these are the p orbitals. P orbital are 2p, right? 2p orbital. So which is having a 2 electrons, right? 1 electron, 1 electron, and this lesser energy, little lesser than the uh, carbon. Here 2p, 4 electrons are there. This is the atomic orbital of the oxygen. So 4 electrons, 1, 2 electron, 3, 4, right? And this px orbital is merged with the px orbital and forming a sigma bond. Okay, sigma bond. That is because of merging of the 2px orbital, and then the 2py orbital merge with the another 2py orbital of oxygen, so which will give say pi bonding. It is a result of merging of 2py, and pi bond is results the merging of 2pz. Both are having a equivalent energy levels and these two are the bonding molecular orbitals, and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are also forms. So in this way, and this anti-bonding molecular orbitals represents with the star symbol, right? Star symbol. So pi star and pi star 2py is the result of the combination of py orbital, and pi star 2pz is the combination of the pz orbital, and the sigma star is results in the combination of 2px orbital. So these three orbitals are the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals, and total how many electrons are there? So total 6 electrons are there. So first half fill, then the full fill, and just connect with the dotted lines in bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals with the atomic orbitals of carbon and oxygen. So, this is the molecular orbital energy level diagram of carbon monoxide. Then, what will be the sixth point? Sorry, seventh point. And after molecular orbital energy level diagram, we need to write the electronic configuration, right? Electronic configuration of what? CO molecule. CO molecule. So for the CO molecule, what will be electronic configuration? Let us see now. Let us write now. I am changing my color into white. So sigma 2s2 is having a lesser energy than the sigma star 2s2 is having a lesser energy than the sigma 2px 2 electrons is having lesser energy than the pi 2py 2 electrons are having equivalent energy than the pi 2pz and which is also having a 2 electrons. And the eighth point, so we now know the electronic configuration. So what will be the magnetic behavior, magnetic property of this particular compound, that is the carbon monoxide compound? Magnetic property or magnetic behavior, whatever it may be, you can write. So what will be the magnetic behavior? The magnetic behavior of this particular molecule is, so is there any unpaired electrons are present? No unpaired electrons present. Since there is no unpaired electrons present and all electrons are paired with each other, so that this molecule is said to be a diamagnetic molecule. Why it is diamagnetic? Because when it is placed in the external magnetic field, it will be repulsed, right? So that is the reason this is the diamagnetic compound. And what will be our ninth point? Sorry, ninth will be like this, right? Ix. Okay, so what will be our ninth point? This is the combination, that means calculation of bond order. So what is the calculation? What will be the bond order formula? The number of electrons present in the bonding molecular orbital minus the number of electrons present in the anti-bonding molecular orbitals divided by 2. So, let us count the number of electrons present in the bonding molecular orbitals. So, this is 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8. So, 8 electrons present minus anti-bonding molecular orbitals, only 2 are there, and divided by 2. 8 minus 2 is 6 divided by 2, which will give the 3. So, the bond order is 3. That means between the carbon and the oxygen there will be a triple bond is present. So, this is the explanation of structure of our bond order of carbon monoxide by the molecular orbital theory along with the molecular orbital energy level diagram.